on to the next part now. And on this next part, I want to talk about intimacy. And I have 5 sexy words to make sure you know your spouse. Know is italicized. Why did I do that? Yeah, what's the different meaning? What am I talking about? Well, not just sexual, dude. That's why. Yeah, I'm trying to make you say sex. You just won't say it. So, intimacy. No, it's not recorded, but I just like you guys to say sex. All right, so we're talking about being intimate. We're talking about knowing your spouse, much like Adam knew Eve, and then a baby came. So to know somebody. I'm going to give you these 5 words. And with these 5 words, I want to explain them to you. I'm going to kind of throw out a concept here. And when I explain these 5 words and we talk about intimacy, that's not the 5 words, I just thought that was a cute picture. We'll be yes, son? You're doing some sign language? What do you want, boy?
Well, I gotta.
All right. No. No. Go do something productive. My son.
Kim's out here to listen to this too, so.
Kim knows this already.
Linda, what are you trying to say?
What authority do you have to be doing this?
Ask him. All right, so we're going to talk about intimacy and how we feel. You need scripture for everyone, sister?
Yes, sir.
All right, you open that Bible when you guys are? I met this couple as a preacher and his wife. He said before they made love, they would pray first. I thought that was strange. I said, dude, what are you praying for? He said, I just longevity. And I said, are you serious? He said, yeah. I said, we would pray. He said, and I would pray. He said, his wife would pray first, and then he would pray. And they could kind of see what's on each other's minds before they do it. And she would pray about she wanted to be pleasing to him, that he would always want to be with her, and he would pray like the same thing. And he said they would have great sex. I never thought about praying to God before anything. Does anybody here pray to God before that? But you see, you pray for everything else, right? Now, God set this whole sex thing up. How come we don't talk to him about it? Do we not think to talk to him about it? God, make me not interested right now. Give me that. Can you pray about that? Is that something to pray about? You think you can? It doesn't violate any scripture. But wouldn't it be nice if you did pray and your spouse could hear that you really want to please them? That you're praying to God that he would give you that strength, that love, that zeal to just as you do everything else in life, that this is just as important. Something you two want to share? All right, well, okay. Well, I was just going to tell you, you should try that. I almost came doing this, but you should try that. We pray for everything else. That should be a prayer that.
Is this homework?
Yeah. And then we'll just take some witnessing on Sunday morning. We'll be able to tell by the look on your face. I know. My goodness. All right. Sex for the ages. In our culture, we have defined sex from a hierarchical perspective, meaning that we have gone from patriarchal, where the sexual interests and experiences of men have been privileged, compared to those of women. What do I mean by that?
All about the guy.
All about the satisfaction of the men. How did it happen that way? Because women bought into that idea. Women, you allowed it to happen. And then you were even duped into thinking it was like your duty to just make it happen for him. That submissive thing, overdone. Yes, absolutely. And so, normally, traditionally, it's that old, everybody knows what the stationary position is, right? I got some pictures to show you. Look. But you get in the stationary position, and some define it as the old train. And the train just revs up, and it just goes like really fast, and the next thing you know, it kind of settles down into the station. And then you're trying to have a conversation, and he's asleep. You guys must know what I'm talking about. But what happens is then that really didn't do anything for the woman. It did something from the guy, and then the only thing she would have to get solace in is, well, I did what he needed, so he could go and be the hero tomorrow at work, I guess. And you felt a sense of duty when you did it, but intimacy was not there. There was nothing intimate about that. It just like happened. Now, it's not to say that sometimes a buck wild or whatever you call it, a quickie or what else do you call it? What's some of those other? Oh, go ahead. Just you know all those names. It's not to say that those don't have their place. This is marriage, but equally as important is that both partners are satisfied, and that you have conversations that will lead you to the satisfaction of both people, that you even feel comfortable sharing those conversations. We call it pillow talk. We actually can sit and talk about what you like and what you don't like, and even what expectations are. Yes? So, this will be hopefully designed, you guys have smiles on your face, that's very nice. This is designed, I'm going to give you these 5 words. And what I am saying is that in these 5 words, not so much that you say them, but you do what they mean. If you do these 5 words, you're going to obtain intimacy every time, and you're going to have great but naked sex. That is how you. Right. So, are you guys ready for the 5 words? Do you know what the 5 words are? You have no idea, do you? I know. All right. Okay. The it factor of sex in what we were talking about just simply ends up being sexual intercourse and nothing else. And that shouldn't be your wow point. Shouldn't be that. Sex still is 90% psychological and 10% physical. It still is that. It was that from the ages. It is always the chase, the hunt, and all those other things that lead up to. Sometimes we jump to the 10% and we overlook that big old 90. And we need to be in the 90 as well. So, there are a lot of sexual stereotypes. Certain feelings should only be felt or at least expressed by one gender. That's a good old American value, isn't it? Now, some of this is in the Stone Age. You guys are young, so that's good. Kim, is it hot in here, honey? You got a fan?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, I stopped.
They're distracted.
Oh, all right. Just wondering, she's scared of fan.
No, the conversation does have me
Really? Well, we'll see. Another stereotype is in sex, it is performance that counts. Is that true or false? I heard one false. That's all it was. Performance counts. That's all it matters. I'm not saying it doesn't count for anything. I don't mean to challenge your manhood, Jeremy. I'm just saying, but this statement is like, it's emphatic, that's it. That's all that matters. Now, growing up, you know, and that was kind of one of those men talks in the shower and all that stuff, in the locker room. We were always challenged in every kind of way. Men took on challenge, especially in college. You get challenged for different things. And this sex was a challenge, or at least bragging about. You'd be surprised what men brag about. But we'd also be surprised what women brag about, too. You guys do the same stuff we do. The exact same stuff. Conversations and all of that.